Good day, everyone. My name is Luis Chavez. I'm going to talk about how society has been transformed in the era of globalization and knowledge we know right now. So, I'm going to begin right now. First of all, I'm going to describe some important events that I believe are very important. These two are from the crisis of the socialist bloc until today, that is, the digital era. First of all, the creation of Google. Google began in March 1995 as a research project by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, PhD students at Stanford University. Well, right now, Google is the biggest enterprise in the world and is on the internet. This has a big impact in the digital era. Now let's move on to the collapse of the World Trade Center, better known as the 9/11. That morning, terrorists affiliated with Al Qaeda hijacked four airliners. Two planes were flown into Manhattan's World Trade Center. A third was crashed into the Pentagon in Washington 2001. This has a big impact, so because of this, United States entered in the war of the Orientals. Right now they're fighting in Iraq. The next one is the first African American president of the United States. Well, you know him. The Senator Barack Obama of Illinois was elected president of the United States over Senator John McCain of Arizona. Obama became the 44th president and the first African American to be elected to that office. He was subsequently elected to a second term over former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney, 2009 on February. The final one that I believe is important is the death of Michael Jackson. Well, on June 2009, the day 25, Michael Jackson died of acute propofol and benzodiazepine intoxication at his home on North Carwell Drive in the Colmville Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles. His personal physician, Conrad Murray, says he had found Jackson in his room, not breathing and with a barely detectable pulse, and that he was treated by paramedics at the scene and was later pronounced dead at the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center. This has a big impact because in that time he was the pop king, cradle pop here in Latin America, and he was a big star and a culture idol. Now, I'm going to explain some terms that are very important right now. First one is the globalization. The globalization can usually be conceived as a process which embodies a transformation in the spatial organization of social relations and transactions, generating transcontinental or interregional flows and networks of activity, interaction, and power. This is characterized by four types of change. The first one, it involves a stretching of social, political, and economic activities across political frontiers, regions, and continents. The second one, it suggests the intensification or the growing magnitude of interconnectedness and flows of trade, investment, finance, migration, culture, etc. The third, the growing extensity and intensity of global interconnectedness can be linked to a speeding up of global interaction and processes, as the evolution of worldwide systems of transport and communication increases the velocity of the diffusion of ideas, goods, information, capital, and people. And the fourth one, the final one, is the growing extensity, intensity, and velocity of global interactions. This can be associated with their deepening impact such that the effects of distant events can be highly significant elsewhere, and even the most local developments may come to have enormous global consequences. In this sense, The boundaries between domestic matters and global affairs can become increasingly blurred. In sum, globalization can be thought of as the widening, intensifying, speeding up, and growing impact of worldwide interconnectedness. By conceiving of globalization in this way, it becomes possible to map empirically patterns of worldwide links and relations across all key domains of human activity, from the military to the cultural. The terrorism. Well, this one doesn't have an exact concept, but it has been described variously as both a tactic and a strategy, a crime and a holy duty, a justified reaction to oppression and an excusable abomination. Obviously, a lot depends on whose point of view is being represented. Terrorism has often been an effective tactic for the weaker side in a conflict. As an asymmetric form of conflict, it confers coercive power with many of the advantages of military force at a fraction of the cost. Due to the secretive nature and small size of terrorist organizations, they often offer opponents no clear organization to defend against or to deter. That is why preemption is being considered to be so important. In some cases, terrorism has been a means to carry on a conflict without the adversary realizing the nature of the threat, mistaking terrorism for criminal activity. Because of these characteristics, terrorism has become increasingly common among those pursuing extreme goals throughout the world. The unipolar world. This new reality is commonly known as to be the concentration of power in one single polar, the United States of America. In its most strict sense, this does not mean that the new superpower has absolute power over the entire world, but that it is considered as a major player in international affairs. As such, the USA stands as the country with the strongest economic and military capacity in the world, till the moment. The digital era. Well, the digital revolution or informatics is another phenomenon that has marked our era. Since the invention of the television and telephone, the world has traveled through a process of unprecedented technological advances. The progression of the computer in the middle of the 20th century has been principal innovation that has marked the revolution. And after that, it came the internet. Right now, the internet has a big impact all over the world because the entertainment we use now is on the internet, is in the internet. So, right now, the new generations will continually use it. Now, giving you all these terms, I'm going to answer some questions in base of them. First one, why did the globalization emerge? Well, this is because of the need of exchanging products and goods. Basically, taking the good thing in one country and sharing it with another. Next one. In most cases, what caused the terrorist attacks of the 20th century? Well, since the end of the Cold War, terrorist conflicts began to arise. They basically formed for the need to prove three things: encourage empathy for their unfair and unjust situation and sympathy for the cause, demonstrate the inability of the state to provide security, and demonstrate the illegitimacy of the state its institution. Basically, because they were not satisfied with the government and the right and obligation given neither with the state's work. How does the end of the Cold War relate with the unipolar world? Well, the post-Cold War international system is unipolar. The United States defense spending is close to half a global of military expenditures. A blue water navy superior to all others combined. A chance at a splendid nuclear first strike over its east while foe Russia. A defense research and development budget that is 80% of the total defense expenditures of its most obvious future competitor, China, and unmatched global power projection capabilities. And now, how has the digital era influenced today's society? In every aspect of our lives. We have TV, computers, cell phones, tablets. We can't live without them. They're part of our daily routine, making life easier than it was before, giving us first hand information and data. Well, that is all for my part. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to search more information, you can look on the pages that I put below on the description. Thank you very much and see you later.